Hello, sports fans. Welcome for another episode of VetsPlusSports.com. I'm your host, Mr. Cool Beans Terrell Davis, along with my co-host, Mr. James Miller.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Beans, it sounds like you've been working night shift instead of me.
I know I said that all wrong.
But how's everybody doing out there? Hope you're having a good time. We're going to get into this episode here on Bets Plus Sports. And we thank everybody for tuning in on the previous ones and watching the episode with Judah Price. Everybody tuning in on it. Thank you all for watching. And but before we get into this on this episode here, we'll let Cool Beans give a shout out to our listeners.
Yes, I'd like to give a shout out to our listeners over there in San Jose, California. Thanks for listening. Our listeners for Brussels, Belgium. Thanks for listening. We also got Ashburn, Virginia. Thanks for listening. Also, I got it. Grinzak Wheeling,
There you
Germany.
go. Hey, no, hey, that's better.
I know I used to butcher that. I was waiting to get it in there. I was like, I want to get that one in last, so they'll know that I learned the city. Grinzek Wheeling,
There
Germany.
you go. There you
Thank you
go.
for listening. We also like to thank our folks for listening that tuned into the live today and those that'll be watching the replay. We also want to thank those our Rumble community. We are now live streaming on Rumble. Just added one more to our belt, and pretty soon we're getting close. We'll be able to do live stream on Facebook as well.
That's right. So if y'all got a Facebook page, even though you're not on there, go ahead and go to the page and Vets Plus Sports and smash that like button or hit it, however you want to say it.
And
And so we can get that 100 followers and then we can go live on Facebook.
we can go live on Facebook.
So, we getting into this. We'll start out with basketball because that's pretty much with the women's NBA, and we got the USA Olympics getting ready to start. So, and then baseball. So until football gets here, football will keep us busy. But you want to start with the women's NBA, and Caitlin Clark the other night hit her fourth double double, and triple double.
Yep.
Um, and the thing is with that, they're moving right up, Cool Beans, and they're winning, and they're moving up in the standings as well.
Oh yeah. I was looking at it today. They got if they stay where they're at that seventh seed.
They're at the seventh seed. There's some games that's been finished today already. You got Liberty beating Sky, and Sky, that's where Angel Reese is on, right?
Yep.
They lost again. It's 81-67. And the Sparks, now get this, the Sparks edged out the Wings 87-81. But if I'm not mistaken, I was at Friday night. I think that, let's see here. Yeah, the Fever. Now, I want to, if I can get this brought up here. I looked at those box scores the other night when Caitlin had her fourth triple double. And she had 20 points, 13 assists. And the thing is, with that, listen to this is their starting lineup. Now we're starting to see it change. So before at the start of the season, if Caitlin Clark scored a lot of points, there was no balance to the starting lineup. So
Right.
they won Friday night 95-86 over Phoenix Mercury. But you had Mitchell that had 28 points, you had Boston who had 21, and you had Smith who had 14. So
Hello there, TLC.
you're getting more balance in that lineup with Caitlin Clark. They're getting that flow going now. You're getting more people that are getting involved. So she's had, like I said, she had 13 assists. Now she didn't shoot too good from 3 points. She was 2 of 7, but she did make two. But they're trying to, by the highlights I've seen, they're trying to run her off the 3 point line. They don't want her shooting.
Right.
So what shots she's getting, you normally wouldn't take, unless you're Steph Curry. But
Right.
but she's looking good, and they're, like you said, they're moving up. They're in that seventh seed right now. and we'll see what continues with her. It's exciting to watch it, see the highlights, and with her. And the thing is, man, they were giving her the lane on them highlights of that game Friday night. It was like she was blowing right by him, and she had wide open layups. Um,
Right.
and then when they crashed in on her, that's where she was dishing the ball off, getting her assist. So she's, I guess, speed wise, she's a little bit quicker, a step faster than a lot of. Well, she was Friday night.
Right. But see, that whole scenario, don't that sound a little familiar? Don't that sound about like a little 86, 87 when they used to give Jordan that the Detroit Pistons let Jordan come down there? But Pistons were fouling him. They was intention like, come on
Yeah,
down so we're gonna put you on your back real quick.
yeah, it did. And but and that's, I mean, it's just, I mean, she was driving the lane from out there past the 3 point line. It's just they come up on her, boom, she take off, and it was like a wide open layup. They've got involved trying to stop her for the three, and she just kept driving on them. But we'll see what happens with that. And I think you want to touch up on some other stuff with the women's NBA or no?
Yes, I had some. Well, actually, I had two things because it's like rookie of the year. It is going to be hard. It's hard to decide. You got Angel Reese racking up those double doubles, setting records. You got Caitlin Clark second setting records with the triple doubles. It's like these two are just like they are really competing hard for that rookie of the year. And if it was up to me, and I'm waiting for it to see how it's gonna go. See if they're gonna take my advice. At this point, they both got it. They're gonna split
Tie, make a tie,
it. Let's go tie exactly
tie. Yeah.
because if you give it to Caitlyn, you're gonna have the Caitlyn haters. They just gave it to Caitlyn. Like, and if
Mm-hmm.
you give it to Reese, then you're gonna have the Reese haters. So to shut them both up, or
Make
you
them
can,
play. Make them play a one-on-one on the court. Play it
they,
out.
or you just gonna find some other rookie and just say, here you go. And shut everybody, have everybody pissed, and just give it to somebody. Be like, she didn't even get off the bench. Yeah, she earned it.
And the thing is, I mean, when you talk about them, it's their rookie year. Uh, Caitlin is pretty much a point guard, really.
Hmm.
She's a scorer and everything else. And then you got Reese, who is a forward. And see, on that game today, she only had 8 points. She only had now here she is. She had 16 rebounds today and only 8 points.
Yep.
But you're talking two different types of players. And she was only one basket away from having another double double.
Yeah. So her streak ended. Uh, I guess they was right. They said when I looked on Instagram, I said I ain't gonna go by that because they said it ended at 15 is her streak.
Well,
But
you ready for this? From the field, what she was 3 of 13. So she should have had it if she'd have just made just another two more. Well, one basket would have gave it to her.
yep.
But and now the funny thing is to seeing them playing on the All Star team together. That's what's going to be fun.
That's what's gonna be fine. I gotta see when that is because I want to see how they act if they gonna let that vitriol that they got going on right now is it gonna spoil the mood or is it gonna just like they'll be able to play because like Bird and Magic can play. They play well. They still played against each other because even in
Yeah.
on the All Star game, Magic was on the West, Bird was on the East, so they always played against each other. Well,
Well,
I guess they played together in the Olympics.
the thing
Dream
is,
team.
you need you pull it up. It was during one of the finals. They was playing each other, and on their off day they was on the golf course playing golf together.
Yep.
Because Larry Bird talked trash to Magic and said, "I'm gonna put 60 up on you tomorrow," and Magic said he put 60 up on me.
Yeah, I heard it.
So I mean, they were together. That's when they had the stretches in between games. I mean, a little bit of stretch, but it was in between games or whatever. I guess they was probably going from one stadium to the next because when them home games, it was back to back nights and then a break.
Right.
It's not stretched out like it is now. But yeah, it's good to see there. We'll see how they do playing in the All Star together, and yeah, we'll have to look that up and see when that's going to be, and you watch it, see how that goes.
Yep, and the Olympic basketball, the Olympic men's, they last I know this game may be old because I seen it like beginning of this week when Team USA had to play Canada and they beat Canada. It was by some few points. It wasn't like a blowout or nothing, but Team USA beat Canada. But to an extent, I don't know if I want to put this out or like because it's just speculation, conspiracy theory for somebody. I don't want nobody to take it as something serious. But Andrew Wiggins, he's a forward for the Golden State Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to play. I don't know because it's part of their contracts. He wanted to play for Team Canada because that's where he's from. He's from
Yeah.
Canada. Golden State Warriors told him no because
What?
they're trying to trade him right now and they can't afford him getting hurt. They told him no, he couldn't play. So I mean, like, are they stashed? You know, they cheating for Team USA? No, we're not gonna let you work against us. You can't play.
Now they played against Team Select, the U.S. basketball team,
Hmm.
and everything else. I think it's if that's the same game, but they about is that the game you're talking about? They about lost
No, the select game they about lost. They won that one 84
to
to
82.
83.
Yeah, something. Yeah,
It
84,
was
83.
yeah, it was only a 1 point game, but yeah, when they played Team Canada, it was like 82 to like 76, 75. I can't remember, but they only won by a few points.
Let's see. With that, they had. I was reading there. To me, if I was Kerr, I would the second string would be my starters, not the first string.
Right. Yeah, you need them to finish up.
Yeah, but I mean, the second string has been playing excellent by reading what I've been reading, and then the and here's my thing. I forgot who. Oh, they had Drew Holiday in the starting lineup. To me, I would put Tatum in and put Drew in the second string. That's just me. But Drew Holiday, Kerr has Drew Holiday in the starting lineup, and then he's got Tatum coming off the bench. But man, when you look at that second string, it's like, wow. I mean,
Right.
I think I would choose that over the first at the starting with LeBron James and Curry and Embiid and Holiday, and that second string is pretty tough. But they better get going and better. I mean, I think they play this Monday, ain't it? Um,
I don't know. I gotta look me up a program to see because you know how I say I don't have cable. I got all these apps. I gotta find me an app that plays the game because I think the games come on ABC.
yeah, I think they play this Monday. They play the Arab Emirates.
Oh, okay.
Um, but the thing is, they better get gelling before they hit Greece.
Yeah.
Greece ain't gonna be no walkthrough.
No, not with Giannis. Uh, what is Serbia doing? Serbia was supposed to play somebody today, and I forgot. I wanted to talk about it earlier today, but I forgot to look that up.
Let's see if I can't get it pulled up here while we're going. But and then while we're on this, they sent Leonard home, Kawhi Leonard. They
Yeah.
sent him home, which I didn't. He was nursing injuries, but he was still going to try to play.
Right.
And after they said, I think 4 or 5 drills, they realized that there was no way that he was going to make it. So then they brought on Derek White.
Right. A little bit since we talking about him, you know he's retiring, right?
Who's that?
Kyrie. He decided to he gonna hang it up.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, then again can't go by it. Just it came through Instagram. He's gonna retire. So I don't know. That might be true, might not be true.
That ain't Instagram. You got to watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
let's see. I'm trying to get on this basketball here. See what scores we got. Um, Man, that's the only thing that's hard is trying to find the scores. It ain't like being on uh, ESPN or going in and finding them. It's you got to actually search for
Right, exactly.
them. And that's the thing. I don't know why it's so hard. Maybe we ain't doing something right. But I ain't finding nothing but on it
Mm,
for some reason. Everything's coming up as from a couple days ago.
right. Well,
But
maybe not.
maybe we'll try to keep up with everything there. But we'll see how they gel and everything else.
Yeah.
But now, like I said, when I was reading up on it just a minute ago before we came on the air here, they are playing. It said Monday, Arab Emirates, so I don't think they'll have any trouble with them. They shouldn't anyway.
They shouldn't. I gotta find me, like I said, I think that also comes on ESPN because I have ESPN too. I have an app that I can watch that. So I gotta find out which one that I can watch it on.
Yeah,
Because
we'll
if it's
see.
ABC, there isn't an app because I got Peacock, that's NBC, Paramount, that's CBS. Disney owns ABC, but I got Disney Plus, but that's what they app with the ESPN, and they also have Hulu, but you got to have Hulu plus live sports to get in. I don't want to pay no $54, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to see it.
I've got. Let's see here. Here we go. I may have. Let's see what we got here. Uh, Not showing no scores here. All right, maybe just a schedule. Let's show. I got the basketball schedule for Olympics up through ESPN.
Okay.
Um, well, the only result that we got showing right now that's for the women's though.
Ooh, when do
Uh,
they start? Cause I'm really wondering when they start.
the women's starts Friday, July 23rd at 9:15.
Okay.
Let's see. I don't see the women's US uh on that roster there. That's pool. This is pool A playing. Um, let's see, women's. And then the men's start. It's got some men's plays starting on. Oh, this is 3x3. This is 3x3.
Oh, okay.
3-on-3. I mean, come on. Well, I don't know how this works. I'm not used to this. Okay, now here we go. All right, this is the men's. Saturday, July 24th at 9 p.m. You got Group A. You've got, I guess, Ireland and Czechoslovakia. I guess it is, and then on just past midnight on the 25th, you got Group B. I guess that's Germany and Italy, and then Sunday the 25th, um, you got Australia and Nigeria, France and USA. Ooh, France and USA.
Oh, okay. That's a good
That
one.
that's going to be a good one. And then there's a whole list. It's all starting Saturday next weekend. Uh, I know Saturday, July 24th is when all this is supposed to start. We're still a couple. We're still about a week or so out.
Yeah, about a week and a half.
Yeah, I'm telling you wrong. I don't know why this brought up because when I was looking at the dates,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't adding up. This has got the 2020 Olympics up.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So cancel all that. So man, I don't see how that happened right there. Um, Well, I ain't got nothing. We'll just cancel all that out. All right, maybe here. Okay, let's see if I didn't get it up here now. Nah, I ain't got nothing coming up. It's even when you got the 24 Olympics, it's showing pictures from 2020. So,
Well, cool beans. I guess
well,
we'll run along. Maybe next week we'll
yeah,
be able to find it. But you want to talk about Summer League, the G League? Cause
go right ahead because I know your favorite player. You was already talking about him.
yeah, Brian. My thing with Bronny is he's saying he's in a slump right now, and I can kind of see that. But the slump is the whole thing is the pressure. If he would shut up and just play, I think he'd be all right. But he came out and said what he said. Then the game started, and then I mean, like at least his last game, he got up to 8 points. That's doubled his season average. But the 8 points, he was 3 of 13.
That's not, and like we mentioned on the last, I think, episode that we talked about. He just needs to really focus on dishing the ball out.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to be your top scorer, so you might as well forget that. I mean, he's not. Um, it's just the way he's. I mean, he's not built for it. Uh, distribute the ball, get your points you can. If you can get 12, 15 points, you're doing good.
All right, because technically he's short, and the funny thing I love about saying that is he's a 6 footer, and we're saying he's short. So he's short to be like trying to play the two or the three. He's gonna be in that one spot, that point guard spot. The best thing he can do is try to get his team get scores for his teammates. And it's like I don't know how well he handles the ball, but maybe his dribble isn't all that or something because like if you got to dribble like Steph Curry or you got to dribble like well, I don't know from back in the day, Isaiah Thomas, or actually, no, the one that actually had the dribble was Allen Iverson. I
Hmm.
don't know why he didn't. He just came to mind, but Allen Iverson would take you off that ball. You try to. He was quick.
He was quick, and
So
but and when you talked about this before we came on, you know, Bronny's playing with a lot of pressure,
yeah.
and that's one reason too that Michael Jordan didn't want his boys getting into it. He into the NBA or that basketball because he said the lifestyle. He said he couldn't, for one, he couldn't go nowhere. He had no life because I mean, everywhere he went, there's crowds of people all the time.
Hmm.
He said even on the road trips, he had to stay in the hotels. He couldn't go nowhere. But two, the pressure that came along with his boys going into the NBA because they're going to measure him up to MJ.
Exactly.
And so the thing is, yes, LeBron James is wanting to play with his son as any father would love to do, but I don't think he's seeing the pressure that comes along with him being his son trying to play.
Hmm.
He's not realizing that part, and that's a lot of pressure for him to deal with, and he's, I mean, to overcome. But I think him being young, he's handling it the wrong way with some of his comments.
Right. Exactly.
So, but yeah, he's got a lot of pressure dealing with who he is and carrying that name.
Yeah. What they should have did is just brought him, like I said, just brought him on as an unrestricted free agent. He was not worth wasting the draft pick for. I mean, like they
Nobody
would
was
have
going
still
to,
had him.
yeah, nobody was going to draft him
Exactly.
only unless a team would draft him in hopes to draw LeBron James to that franchise. Said, hey, we drafted your son. We want you to come. That would be the
Right.
only reason. But even at that, I wouldn't even do that uh, because of, I mean, there's something chemistry reason going on. I think in the locker room with LeBron James's teams here. here in the last few years.
Yep.
So I think he would I'm like you. He would have been there as an undrafted free agent. They
Yep.
could have brought him on. And you still could have picked another good player. But I think all it boiled down to is LeBron James was wanting to get his son some money because this will probably be his last contract,
Yeah.
only contract as a player in the NBA, unless he turns the tide and changes it. But
We have to see because now LeBron has 2 years left on his with the turning down that option. They gave him a contract. He's supposed to be getting a contract for 2 years. So 2 years he get to play with Bronny, but in 2 years he got another son, which will probably be the better son at the basketball because the other one is he's a bit taller than Bronny.
yeah, how tall is he?
Not that much. It's like probably like 6'4". I think Bronny is. They got him at 6 even.
That's still short in the NBA.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, we still can call him short.
Well, Steph Curry, he's 6'3", I think.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, it's hard to believe, 6'3", 6'2", you consider NBA. Well, that's short now. That's short. You remember back in the day, Muggsy Boggs and
Spud Webb. Yeah,
Bub
Spud
Webb.
Webb. He just had his 61st birthday, so happy belated birthday to Spud Webb. Well, we just got to talk about it.
Yeah, happy belated birthday, um, and everything. So yeah, we got yeah, we'll see as as far as it comes. We'll keep watching the G League and see how everything unfolds, and leading them right up to here in a few weeks. Football will be kicking off, and we're not too far along, and then
Right.
everything. But we'll get to touch on a little bit here on with baseball. If you want to move right along, the
Yep.
MLB. Aaron Judd hit his 34th home run today. Sets a Yankees record before the All Star break. Look, the All Star. I think there may be some games tomorrow um, for baseball, but you got the home run derby Monday. You got the All Star game Tuesday. They have a couple days break. Sunday they got the MLB draft coming up, and so you got that going along with everything else. From the scores that we got some today, right now, it's going on in baseball. You got the Braves and the Padres are in the middle of the eighth. Get ready to go to the bottom of the eighth. The Padres are winning 3-0. Top of the eighth in San Francisco, the Twins 3, the Giants 2. In St. Louis, in the top of the fourth, you got the Cubs 4, the Cardinals 3. You got two games later on tonight: the Seattle Mariners and the Angels, Blue Jays at the Diamondbacks. Some earlier scores from the day, some finals. The Dodgers end up losing, and they were winning, and the Tigers rallied back 7 runs to beat the Dodgers 11-9. And
Oh, that is a lot.
and in the final in 10 innings, so it was extra innings. Um, and then the Pirates beat the White Sox 6-2. I guess the Cubs had a doubleheader because they're playing. They lost. The Cubs lost 11-3 earlier. The Yankees beat the Orioles 6-1 today. And mentioning in that, last night there was a benches clearing. You can't really say brawl like it used to be. I mean, when there was a brawl back into the 90s and the 80s, I mean, it was throwing punches, everything else. The pitcher hit one of the Yankees pitchers hit the Orioles batter in the head.
Oh.
And actually, usually the players is what usually clear the bench and start fighting, and then it was the coaches that started it this time. So,
Wow.
so the coach for the Orioles, I guess the Yankees coach was motioning him over, so he came out of the dugout running. So yeah, so that game was probably watched closely today. But the Yankees beat. Now get this, that should we'll get to it here in a minute. That should tie that up in the division now, because if you
Right.
remember
Okay.
now the Yankees were, I think, a game behind. So let me get to these rest of these scores, and then we'll get to the standings there. The Athletics has got lost to the Phillies. The Phillies beat them 11-5. The Guardians beat the Rays 4-2. The Mets beat the Rockies 7-3, and the Red Sox beat the Royals 5-0. The Reds 10, the Marlins 6. You got the Rangers 2 and the Astros 1, Nationals 6, and the Brewers 5. Now, getting back to them standings, this is the only close race really right now in the division, and that is tied. Both of them are tied now. Um, in the East, American League East, between Baltimore and the Orioles, they're both well. You've got the Orioles are 57-38, and the Yankees are 58-39. So that puts them at tied with Baltimore on top right now. So that series was big for the Yankees to win that. They may have one more game tomorrow. If we're looking at the schedule, because I think it should finish tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Because then you got all the All Stars. Yeah, you do. So you're talking about a pivotal game tomorrow. Um, you got the Yankees are playing at Baltimore tomorrow. So whoever wins that will go on top in that division. But the standings, the rest of them are still as follow because there there was nothing really close at the top of the other throughout the other divisions. You got the out in the West and the AL. Houston Astros are a game and a half behind the Mariners now. So other than that, the rest of them are pretty right now in the Central and the National League. The Brewers got a 4-game lead over the Cardinals as of right now. And Brent, our boss Brent, his Cubs are in dead last. So, but that's rounding up baseball. We'll get right now. And since I just mentioned, um, Aaron Judd hitting that 34th home run today, he's moving. He's still leading at 34. The next behind him is Otani for the Dodgers at 29. So he's moving right along, and he's still leading with 85 RBIs. I mean, looking down through here, Ozuna for the Braves, he's got 77 RBIs. Jose Ramirez for Cleveland's got 77. And some of this stuff is just, they're going to be, that's a lot of RBIs right before the All Star break and everything else.
Right.
And then get this, all right, here you're talking about speed. This speedster for the Reds, you need to look up some of his highlights. His name is Eli De La Cruz. This is his second year in the MLB, and I think he had maybe 50 stolen bases last year, his rookie year, maybe, or something like that. He had a bunch. He's got 46 stolen bases right now,
Whoa.
and at the right here at the All Star break. And I seen a thing pop up the other day that is more stolen bases than like 5 or 6 other franchises have all together.
Dang.
And he's got 46 right now, and the next one close to him is just 29, and that is Terang for Milwaukee.
Yeah, they ain't catching him.
So
29 versus 46. Yeah.
see, I was in the days of the 90s and the 80s. You had Ricky Henderson and all them. You had some of them speedsters stealing bases, and then it kind of got away a little bit. And now you got the La Cruz. That dude can fly. So you keep an eye on that and everything with this because we're getting close to now it's the halfway point for baseball. Come September is what they call the pennant race.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when it starts narrowing down and teams start to get eliminated and fall out of the race and everything else and not make the playoffs. So we'll see what comes of that moving forward. So you want to get into a little bit of football?
Yeah, let's start with we got anything about college football going on? What we got? We got college football and I
That's
know we had some things with the NFL, but
yeah, college football. Let's see what we got going on with it right now. Well, we're narrowing down. We're not too far off. You got, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to make sure I'm right here. Let's see. All right, August 24th actually starts week one of college football. Um, and the 31st is when I'll be going to Morgantown to watch the Mountaineers play Penn State. But the
Yep.
24th actually is week one. Um, and then you got, and it's not no big games really. We got Hawaii and Delaware State. Now, this one will be, I guess, somewhat Florida State and Georgia Tech
Yeah,
week
that one's
one.
going.
So, that's on ESPN. And you got Montana State, New Mexico, SMU, and Nevada. And then Thursday during the week, right before Labor Day weekend, you've got a list of games on Thursday. Um, there's all kinds. I didn't even know there's this many games in the middle of the week like this. Thursday night slate. Uh, I don't know. You probably got probably 20 games or so.
Wow.
I guess I ain't counting, but there's a whole lot. But I mean, you're talking about 100 and what 14, 117 schools, D1 schools.
Yeah.
So, but just for instance, you got Howard at Rutgers, you got North Carolina A&T at Wake Forest, New Hampshire at UCF, Western Carolina at NC State, Jackson State at UL Monroe, Lafayette at Buffalo. A lot of your smaller schools, but then you go down here, you got North Carolina is playing Minnesota. That should be a good game there. We'll see, like North Carolina, their quarterback, he went to New England, I think,
Yep.
May. So we'll see how they can bounce back. Other than that, oh yes, we got the. All right, the only other big school, well, you got Illinois, they're playing there, and Utah.
Oh.
They just came to the Big 12,
Uh huh.
and they got some of the biggest trash talking fans that there is in college football. I'm going to let you know that right now. They talk so much trash coming to a new conference, but they're playing Southern Utah, and I'm going to be rooting for Southern Utah. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I've never seen so many trash talking coming from Ute fans in my life. I mean, they're winning the national title. They're running the Big 12 and winning the national title. That's what they're doing. But that's the only other. Oh, I forgot. Colorado's on there. Deion Sanders here. They're playing North Dakota State. That's on a Thursday night. I may have to try to watch that game.
Yeah.
Um, which I'll be off, so I'll have all kinds of time. Well, I say all kinds of time to watch football. Got that little boy. Yeah, I don't know how much time I'll get,
Right.
but
Exactly.
I'll have to try to watch that one if I can. That's going to be on ESPN, so that'll be an 8 p.m. game. Then Fridays where you start getting in your big heavy hitters. Oklahoma will be playing Michigan State, and Wisconsin and Stanford. Stanford's playing TCU. Um, and then rolling into Saturday to August 31st. That's your big slate of games. Most of your schools will be playing that weekend if they haven't played that Thursday before. And as of right now, I'll be in Morgantown on the 31st. And when I got those tickets, like I said before, I thought it was going to be a night game. So now it's a noon kickoff, and I'm dreading in the heat. It's going to be hot. It's going to be in the 90s.
Yep.
It's going to be 90 degrees, maybe, or hotter, and it's going to be hot for a noon kickoff.
I know you gonna bring all your all black clothing.
Oh, yeah, you know I am. Uh, but I'll probably have to, well, no, I've got a Garrett Green jersey. It's which it's blue and gold. We'll see. We'll see how they layer it out. They send stuff out and they layer however they do that game. But yeah, like I said, I'm still disappointed it ain't a night kickoff.
Right. Thanks,
Thanks,
Fox.
thanks, Fox. Thanks a lot. But that's college right there. Pretty much what we got going into and everything else. I'm still curious to see. It'll be a little exciting right now this year coming to the playoffs. We got the 12 teams and everything else. 12-team playoff. To me, I mean, they got 4 teams with the bye. I'd say skip the buys, let them play it out. I mean, you're dragging it out, but just let them do it that way.
Right.
12 plays one, so forth like that. But it's all about the money and dragging it out and everything else. So, but that's it as far as right now. As far as did we mention on our last episode? I can't remember. This is the veteran coming out, my memory and stuff. The running back from OSU, Oklahoma State. Did we mention that last time?
We did and we didn't, because we did talk about, and we no, that was during Judah. We was talking about that during Judah,
Well,
because
that
that
happened.
happened that day.
Yeah, that day after. Well, the running back from Oklahoma State got a DUI, and I forgot what he blew. I don't know. Well, anyway, Coach Gundy said they ain't going to do no punishment. There's no punishment. They ain't going to suspend him or nothing, and so he's going to be playing.
Yeah, it says something about some. I don't know if that was just us talking or whether it was on TV or something. About he was going to end up running some laps or something.
Oh, he's going to give him his punishment was to carry the ball 50 times.
Yeah,
So I don't know if we mentioned it on our audio or not. We may have mentioned it then though, but I would go ahead and suspend him the first game,
I would too.
because you never know if the NCAA will step in later on and he
Yep.
gets suspended against a meaningful game.
Or you don't know what that protest and that backlash is going to do, because there's a lot of people that lost loved ones to drunk driving, and
Oh yeah,
that's not going to sit right with them. That yeah, he got a DUI, ain't nothing going to happen
right.
to him. There's
Well,
no
and
consequences. No.
and his comment, Coach Gundy, I can't believe he said it. He said, "I've done that 1,000 times."
Oh yeah,
You
like,
just told on yourself.
yeah, somebody needs to step in on that one. It's like,
And I'm gonna say this, okay? They crucified Bob Huggins at WVU for his DUI and fired him. And here's a guy right here admitting that he's been drinking and driving.
exactly.
I mean, so come on now. NCAA needs to step in on that, because I'd say it's what happened with Bob Huggins, which Bob Huggins messed up. He was in Pittsburgh when he got pulled over.
Mm.
Worst place he could have got pulled over. The rival between Pitt and WVU. What
Exactly.
was he thinking? What was he thinking? Getting pulled over in Pitt. If he had got pulled over in Morgantown, he'd never heard anything about it.
Yeah, that pit copy say, "Ooh, I don't even have to plant this."
Oh, well, look at this. This is Bob Huggins. We know who he is. But moving right along now, since we're getting close. Man, this hours went by quick.
It goes quick. It does.
But we'll mention touch a little bit on the NFL. Um, and you talk about, you get information, you got to check it out, you got to Google it or whatever, and you know you try to see if you hear anything, because a lot of times you do, you don't.
Hmm.
And I heard about CD Lamb, which evidently was false, being traded to Carolina. It was in the process.
Right.
And when you go to Google it, it's still saying CD Lamb being traded to Carolina. It's in the process, but
Right. But see, that's one of those half truths. It may be, I don't know about him going to Carolina, but CD Lamb said if Dallas was not going to pay him, they need to trade him. And so far, he has not showed up to training camp. And we don't know how that's going to go. See if Jerry Jones going to open up that checkbook, or not, because and I'm more so on the not side, because Jerry Jones and them, they do stupid stuff like that.
well, I'll say this: if they let him go, there goes their chance. They will not win that division at all.
Oh no, they will not. If they let him
They'll
go.
They let him go. They'll finish third. Commanders will probably finish in front of them.
Yeah.
Philly's
The only
winning.
one that ain't gonna beat them is the Giants.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens there, and you know, and then also we'll mention the Chiefs there. I seen a thing, and I don't know if anything has came out of it or
Oh
not.
yeah, with the Chiefs with the Fournette.
Leonard, yeah, Leonard Fournette. There was talks about him, the Chiefs signing him, but even as a Chiefs fan, um, I didn't get excited about that. I mean, for one, I ain't saying I remember watching um, him and Fournette and at LSU in college,
Hmm.
and he was a good runner, a good back, and then he comes in. I remember he was his rookie year, I think Jacksonville, and he tore it up. I think it's his rookie year, and the thing is, I didn't know he came in the same draft as Patrick Mahomes did.
Yeah.
So, and it's like his career was kind of short. I mean, he had them good couple years, and then it was just like, boom, he fell off, and he done all right with the Bucks. But even if they would be, I guess they could bring him on. I don't know if they would bring him on as a third back, or because you got your 1 or 2 punch already.
Right.
But and then as you can learn from the Ravens a couple years ago, the Ravens went through what 5 or 6 running backs because of injuries.
They sure did.
I mean, it was one injury. J.K. Dobbins, he went down. I
And
can't
not
remember.
just down, they were like out for the year, these
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
were.
So I mean, it was one after another. They kept bringing them in. I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to go run for them. Let's let them on. But I don't know if they're bringing him in because of that. But there was talks that bringing him back because he's a free agent. I mean, he's out there to grab.
Right. You know who I think should grab them? But they may not have. They got the money. They're not gonna want to spend it.
Dallas.
Exactly. Because I do not like the fact that they. Yeah, I don't think Zeke is washed up,
I
but
ain't seen good reports at
Zeke
him.
is not the guy that they had years ago when he
Uh,
was running them 1,500 yards a season. He's not the same. That's not the same Zeke.
I think I don't know what happened to him. I think he got the big head.
Yeah, it's a little bit of that big head. Plus, like when you have that, he had some kind of surgery. I remember one of him. I want to say I don't know if it's knee surgery or not. I think he had knee surgery, but it's like since he came back, he's not. He's not that guy. He's just not that guy.
So yeah, Dallas needs a running back, really.
Yeah,
Um,
but here's the thing: they ain't gonna pay him. And two, even if you would see, I can tell you right now, if Dallas signed him and was paying him, that means CD Lamb is gone.
mhm.
Because CD Lamb want more money, but they trying not to give it to. If they were smart, and this came from somebody off of, I want to say when I was watching ESPN, Dallas should lock these people in at the end of last season, not doing it before training camp and everything. You could have extended their contracts then, because it's like if you do it beforehand, they had a certain limit that they can't go over.
Yeah.
But now that it's the new season, new era, oh, they can ask for more. And Dallas should have did that, locked them in. They've been doing dumb moves for 30 years now. I
You
do
know,
not like Jerry Jones and Steven Jones running the show. They need a real GM, or I need the city of Dallas and every Dallas fans to get pissed off, get a petition signed. We should force the NFL to make them sell this branch.
there you
Get
go,
rid
Jim.
of their ass.
I didn't realize this until now. I just brought it up. Fournette was the one that ran all over the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady beat him.
Yeah, that's right.
So Yeah, so if they would bring him on, I mean that'd be another. I mean, you could have him at the goal line stance, bring him in, because I mean, but they're loaded. The Chiefs are loaded at back position. Uh,
Yeah.
so I don't know. You'd have to get rid of, and they're going to talk about cutting some receivers here by before August, which they got so many receivers on on the roster. I mean, I guess they could cut whoever they want. I mean, they got a bunch. You still got Justin Ross and Sky Moore, Cornell Powell, and then Nico Rumico and Philip Brooks. I mean, their receiving core goes deep. Um,
Tony.
and yeah, well, you know what? Yeah, he's got him second string. So we'll see what happens. And as of right now, here you go. You ready for this? I'm not seeing it. Oh yeah, they got him, which he'll be off. They still got Rasheed Rice in the starting slot right now at depth chart, but that's going to change come the
Yeah,
start of the
that's gonna
season.
be Xavier's gonna be in there.
Well, they got right now Xavier, Marquise Hollywood Brown, and Rasheed Rice right now. To me, out of the second string that they got right now, Justin Watson, Kadarius Toney, Mikael Hardman would be in that other spot.
Yeah, Hardman, that's the one I forgot because they just recently signed him. They gave him 1 year deal. So yeah, they would put him in that slot.
And then or two, if you know, um, I mean Belichick. Andy Reid's like Belichick, and they drafted that tight end Jared Wiley from TCU. He's supposed to be pretty tough. You never know; he may run a two tight end set coming out, which he does anyway. A lot
Right.
of times he runs that two tight end set with either three receivers, one back, or two backs, two receivers, or however. But we'll see how that goes and everything else. But I don't really see when it comes to the NFL right now. Besides, you've got CD Lamb holding out right now. Um, there's not a lot more going on as far as the NFL as I see as of right now. But we'll keep the eyes open as far as your Cowboys and everything and see how that goes. But we're wrapping this up. It's getting close right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you want to mention before we finish this up and wrap it up?
Oh, I got nothing. We pretty much make sure we tapped on everything that I wanted to go over. And yeah, I think we're pretty much done with it tonight.
All right, we'll keep. I guess we'll be back on. We'll do audio Monday night or Tuesday or something.
Monday night do audio.
We'll do audio. That'll be right after the home run derby.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, well, so we'll have something to talk about on there and see how that goes, and then we'll be back here next Saturday. Nine. I was about to say 9 a.m. Boy, I am not real good with time. p.m.
9 p.m. Unless you can wake up at 9, I'll be up. I'll be
I
just
know
getting
you'll
off
be
work.
up.
I'll
Yeah,
be up, getting ready to go to bed. But if you, the thing is, can you get up that early?
yeah. I don't get. Yeah, that ain't me.
But before as we wrap this up, like we always do, if there's any veterans out there that are serving, or even people serving now that have served, thoughts of suicide, we got the number up there. Always dial 988.
Mm-hmm.
That's the crisis. That's the quick number for the crisis hotline for the veterans, or 1-800-273-8255. If you need any to talk to anybody, always give them a call. Give that number a call, or go ahead, Beans.
Oh, I was gonna say just go to your nearest VA medical center.
That's it. That's correct. Your people on staff all the time to assist anybody. If you've got any thoughts of suicide, keep in contact with your battle buddies.
And
Uh,
suicide is on the rise. That one's a serious thing, and it's just like even if you're to me, I like to say, even though you're not a vet, if you are not a vet, still give that quick number a call 988. let these people get you in touch with the right people. I was like, if you're talking about ending it, I don't think they'll say, well, I'm sorry, you're not a vet. They're going to get you to the right people. They're going to get you somebody to talk to.
And they will. And the same thing is, that when we work at the vet center, I mean, the medical center up there, they have a policy if somebody would walk in seeking treatment, that they can't turn them away. So they got to see them at the ER. So if you call that number, they're going to get you in the right direction to somebody to talk to. So if that's it is that it? All you have, Cool Beans?
That is all I got.
So, well, I guess we'll see you. You'll hear us again on the next one. Will be on the audio. Y'all stay safe and have a good weekend, and see you next time.
All righty.